Here we are. It's a wonderful January day in Peninsula. The sun's shining. It's nice and warm. Feels like spring almost. And I just wanted to give you an update on my project of using all that bread that I had. I have a lot of bread coming from a local bakery. And I'm gonna talk a bit about the nutrition that bread gives you, that bread gives the chickens. So let's dive into it. So as I was saying, when you're feeding your chickens, you don't want to depend too much on bread as your only source, because it really messes with the biome of the chicken's digestive system, and that can lead to problems in the long run. I'm not sure about the dynamics exactly, but I've heard that it causes problems with the crop of the chickens, and I believe this part of the chickens protect against. It's like their first line of a defense against bacterial attacks. And so you don't want to mess with their biome and get it off balance. And one way to remedy that, if you do have a lot of bread, is to soak your bread. If you're giving them too much dry bread, they can have a lot of problems with their crop. Another problem with bread is that when you feed them too much bread, there's not enough nutrition in the bread, and they might have mineral deficiencies or protein deficiencies in the long run. So one way that I remedy that is by fermenting whole grain seed and mixing it in with the soaked bread. This way it adds more nutrition, and they're not just getting stuffed full of something that has no nutritional value. In fact, I've observed over the past month or so that when I do feed them soaked bread mixed in with these seeds, what they usually leave behind is the bread. And that will be something either they go back to later, or when they're hungry again, they might pick over it. But the first thing they go after are the seeds mixed in with the bread. And that way they do get a nice feeling. One thing to keep in mind, this is not the seeds, the soaked seeds, the fermented seeds, and the soaked bread is not the only source of nutrition that I have for my birds. Because my birds are, first of all, they're on a rotational paddock system where they can forage for lots of plants, grasses, and insects as well. And I also have a grain feeder in there that they can access at all times whenever they're hungry. And this one is made for egg-laying hens. So they always have a secured benefit. I know there's a lot of people that do rely only on compost or inputs from outside sources to feed their chickens, but I just don't have that kind of input to be able to do that. And usually you need tons and tons of compost to even begin to give enough nutrition to your chickens in that way. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the process that I do with the seeds and the bread. What I first do is take my bread. Let's go over here. So now that I've got the bread soaking, and it comes apart quite easily. So we take all of that fermented seed and we throw it in there with the bread. Give it a mix. gonna get some more seed. I'm making progress here on my disastrous storage unit or shed area, I guess. And we'll get this fermenting again. It started soaking. Whoa. Every opportunity to take advantage of water, and then we set that aside to ferment. We're gonna go bring it down to the chickens. The chickens are really anxious to see me, so let's get going. Oh, fail. That was a disaster. The handle broke on my container. So I'm gonna transfer what I can of that mess over to this other one. And make the most of a bit of this slop. Otherwise, I have some free range chickens that aren't mine, they're my neighbors, but he let them go and they're just free ranging around here. They'll take advantage of all this. Let's get going. They're really anxious. A few of them have escaped already. Let's go. I don't have much time. I have to go get the kids from school. A couple of escapees. Let's get them back inside. There they are. And the escapees are coming back in. Yeah. Let's give them a few piles. I always give them a few piles because there's a lot of fighting amongst them. So that way I spread them out a bit. Everybody can get a piece of the pie. If somebody's getting bullied, they can always find some more. And you see, what they first eat is mostly the seeds. There's some left over here, so they'll come back and pick over that. But if I come back here the next day, there won't be any bread at all. I don't know if other birds come or if they just finish it off. There we go. The chickens are happy. They're eating and making the most of this resource that will just be part of the waste stream. I'll let you know if I see any negative side effects of feeding too much bread to the birds. So far I haven't. I do have some deficiencies going on right now. One hen consistently lays in a soft-shelled egg, but this was going on before I had the bread. So I think I just need to get some more minerals for them. Bread is causing any problems in the long run. I'll let you guys know. And as a future project, I do plan on making a self-harvesting black soldier fly bin, because the black soldier flies come here every year to my compost. And if I make a self-harvesting one, I can give them bread and other inputs to later feed to the chickens. That's a future project. I don't know how long it will take me to get done. I'll keep you updated. If I don't do that with the bread, I'll find some way to use it in the garden. I just don't want it going to landfill. One egg today. I was here yesterday, so that's quite normal in winter. There's another egg there. There's the free range birds that are from my neighbor. They're very scared. I can hardly get close to them. But they know when I come and I'll give them a bit of food. They're always on the lookout for me. The smell of these daffodils are amazing. Like a sweet aroma.